All right, let's dive right in to this WPL match, shall we? The one between the Delhi Capitals women and the UP Warriors women. I mean, talk about a game that kept you guessing, huh?
No kidding. And a pretty important one for both teams, you know. You had the Warriors still looking for that first win, and then the Capitals, they were aiming to kind of like cement their spot at the top, right? And of course, all this unfolded at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru, a ground that's, well, known for some pretty high-scoring matches.
So you say important. What made this particular match so crucial, like in the bigger picture of the whole tournament?
Well, for the Warriors, this was, I think, more than just another game on the schedule. It was about proving themselves, you
Yeah.
know, showing they belonged, that they could hang with the best. A loss here, I think, would have been a real blow to their confidence. You know what I mean? And then you have the Capitals, who, let's be honest, they were the team to beat. Winning this one, well, it would solidify their dominance, no question. So, yeah, the stakes, definitely high.
High stakes is right. And speaking of high stakes, gotta ask, how about that hat trick from Grace Harris? I mean, a hat
Yeah.
trick in cricket, that's something else. Walk us through it. What made that moment so special?
Man, it was electric, the whole atmosphere. She took those last three wickets, bam, 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 right in the 19th over. Just like extinguished any hope the Capitals had of catching up. The pressure was intense. And Harris, well, she just handled it like a pro, you know? Every ball, perfect placement, each wicket a testament to her skill, and just like total composure.
Wow. Incredible is right. But before we go too far down the hat trick rabbit hole, let's back it up a sec. Chanel Henry, her inning, 62 runs, 23 balls. That's not just hitting, that's changing the game right there.
Absolutely. And you know what? It almost didn't happen. You remember that drop catch early in her innings?
Oh, right. Yeah. I bet the Capitals were beating themselves up over that one.
Yeah, you gotta think they were. That dropped catch, it proved incredibly costly. I mean, think about it. Instead of being back in the dugout, Henry went on to just tear through the bowling attack. She unleashed, especially with those 8 sixes. It completely swung things, put the momentum squarely in the Warriors' favor.
You know, it's crazy how one little slip up, one drop catch
Mm-hmm.
can like affect the whole match like that.
It really does highlight how these games are often decided by the smallest things, you know? One brilliant play, one moment of lost focus, it can all flip in an instant.
And talk about flipping. This match was all over the place. Were there any other like key moments that stood out to you?
Well, early on, the Capitals bowlers, they were on fire. You know, the pitch, it seemed to really favor the seamers. They were creating some serious pressure. But then as things went on, their fielding, it started to let them down. Those drop catches, yeah, they really started to hurt. And then boom, there's Henry's innings, turning the tide completely.
Okay, so let's stick with Henry's innings for a sec. You mentioned that drop catch. How do you think that like mentally or even tactically affected her?
It's tough to say for sure, but you almost felt a shift after that drop, you know? Like maybe it ignited something in her, gave her this like fierce determination to make the Capitals pay tactically. Maybe it gave her that extra bit of freedom to just go for it, knowing she'd been given a second chance, right?
And what about the Capitals?
Hmm.
How do you think that drop affected them? I mean, their morale, their strategy.
Oh, you could see the frustration building out there. Every dropped catch, it just piles on the pressure, you know? Especially in a close match like this, strategy-wise. Yeah, maybe they started doubting their fielding positions, maybe even second guessing their bowling changes. It's like a domino effect.
So basically, a drop catch isn't just a missed chance. It's like a mental turning point for both sides.
Yeah, you could say that. And in this particular match, yeah, it played a big role in how things ended up.
It really is wild how much, like, the mental game factors into cricket.
But it wasn't just those drop catches and stuff, right? We've got those post-match interviews too. Always a gold mine, right? Players and coaches, they give some great insight.
For sure. And this time, the comments, they really highlighted, the difference in emotions between the teams. Yeah, Chanel Henry, for example, talking
Yeah.
about sticking to her plan, just targeting the ball no matter where it went.
Simple, but hey, it worked.
Right. And that confidence, it really showed. Didn't let the pressure get to her, just went out there and delivered.
And Grace Harris. Oh man, you could just see it in her eyes when she talked about like manifesting that hat trick. Like she willed it to happen.
It's funny how many athletes talk about that, right? Visualizing, positive thinking. Harris, she's a believer, and who can argue with the results?
True, true. But it wasn't just individual stuff, right? Harris also mentioned wanting more time batting with Henry.
Hmm, interesting.
Yeah, there's something there for sure. They seem to click on the field. Could be a real problem for other teams. Their styles, they kind of complement each other, you know. Henry with the power hitting and Harris finding those gaps. Dangerous combo.
Combos, yeah. Let's talk losing side for a sec. Meg Lanning, Capitals captain, she gave credit to Henry, but also said, they got to prove.
Lanning's comments, they tell me the Capitals know their weak spots. Those fielding slip-ups, yeah, they could cost them big time. Busy schedule in Bengaluru, they got to tighten up if they want to stay on top.
Sounds like Lanning's not hitting the panic button, but definitely not ignoring it either.
Exactly. She's been around, knows every game is a lesson. The Capitals, they're good, no doubt. But even the best, they got to keep evolving, right?
And the other side. Deeti Sharma, Warriorz captain. She sounded, I don't know, relieved, focused, talked about positive thinking, and like Lanning, improving their fielding too.
That's interesting. Both captains, different results, but same focus on fielding. Shows they're both looking at the bigger picture, building a team that's consistently strong.
So they're both, like, really breaking it down, finding what needs work instead of getting hung up on just this one match.
That's good leadership right there. Got to be able to step back, see the whole thing, learn from wins and D losses. Super important as the tournament goes on.
So even losing, there's stuff to gain. And for the Warriors, this win, man, must feel like a huge weight off their shoulders, right?
Oh, absolutely. That first one, it's crucial, especially for a brand new team. Does wonders for confidence, gets the energy up.
Right. So final score, UP Warriors take it by 33 runs, a win they earned, fueled by Henry's power and Harris's, well, that magical hat trick.
Yeah, no doubt. A performance that shows what the Warriors are capable of and how much individual talent matters, even within a team.
This match kind of throws a wrench in all the WPL predictions, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this win, this could be a real turning point, especially for the Warriors.
Right. Makes you wonder how this is going to affect both teams going forward. Warriors finally have that winning feeling, and the Capitals, well, we got a bit of a wake-up call, huh?
It's a good question. Are the Warriors going to ride this wave, keep the confidence up and get more wins? Or will the Capitals, will they regroup, fix those weaknesses, and come back stronger?
And don't forget the schedule. They both got a ton of games coming up in Bengaluru. No time to relax.
Nope. The pressure's on for sure. Every match matters now. It'll be interesting seeing how they adapt, how they handle what's coming next.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate here for a sec. The Capitals, they're still a really strong team, even with the loss. Could this just be like a little bump in the road on their way to the finals?
Yeah, it's possible. They've got the experience, the talent for sure. But they can't just assume it'll all work out. They got to fix those fielding errors, maybe even rethink the batting order a little.
And the Warriors, are we getting ahead of ourselves thinking this win could, like, shoot them to the top?
Let's not get too carried away just yet. It's one win, a big one, yeah, but still a lot to prove. But if they keep playing with this intensity, this belief, who knows what they can do, right?
Man, this WPL season is getting exciting, isn't it? So unpredictable. Anything could happen.
Absolutely. You've got new teams, new rivalries, and tons of talent everywhere you look. Anyone's game right now.
So for someone who's been following along, what's the big takeaway from this match, from this whole deep dive?
I think the biggest thing is, in cricket, things can change so fast. One dropped catch, a great over, one player having a moment of brilliance, it can shift the whole game. That's what makes it so exciting to watch,
Well said. We'll definitely be watching both the Capitals and the Warriors closely as the tournament keeps going. Who knows what's going to happen next? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we'll see you next time for more cricket analysis.